This setting is useless in Space Engineers. Initially, when you see this setting target missiles, you probably think of this. So it's safe to say that the Gatling gun turret is not the CRAM, but from the CRAM we can see what makes a good missile interception turret, and perhaps the Space Engineers turret could learn from that as well. Now currently in Space Engineers we have a range of 800 meters on the Gatling gun turret. We also have a rate of fire of 700 rounds per minute and it does 90 damage a shot. The damage really doesn't matter because we just need to land one shot on the missile and it'll cause the whole cluster of missiles within that radius of damage to explode. So we need to land a shot first. But landing a shot is where the Gatling turret fails. Now, there's quite a few factors here, and I'm going to try my best to compare it to the CRAM that we've just seen, so we understand why it's so ineffective at shooting at the missiles. Now, first off, the missile is travelling at 200 meters a second, and if we do some science here, the missile travelling at 200 meters a second over a range of 800 meters means it travels that distance in 4 seconds. So it means that Gatling gun has 4 seconds, that's at maximum range, to locate the missile, track it, and engage. And that combined with the low rate of fire of only 700 rounds per minute means it's impossible, or close to impossible. Yes, you can get some interceptions, and the chance of interception does go up with the mass amount of Gatling guns, but that's pretty obvious. It's not very effective trying to intercept missiles, and drawing your turrets away from engaging in enemy grid's weapon systems is the way to get killed in Space Engineers. Whoa. Hang on a second, Aaron. We just had an interception. Yes, let's slow that down. Yes, an interception. So it did take more Gatling gun turrets, but what was really weird about this was that the Gatling guns seemed to take it in turns targeting the missiles. They only started to open up with more Gatling guns when I sent a volley of missiles out. That led to an interception, but I think that was more due to just a massive amount of fire going towards the missiles. I really do hope that the AI in these turrets gets a look at when the AI update comes out, because we really need it. We're having problems with the turrets all the time. We're having issues with turrets just not working. But enough of my rant. Sorry, Aaron. Continue with your sort of semi-competent science. So this really got me thinking, if I was a developer, how would I revive this dead feature? This feature that could potentially be extremely exciting and really fun for players who are intercepting long-range gunfire. Now think about it, one of the worst ways of being attacked in Space Engineers at the moment is when you're in a base and you're getting bombarded by artillery, missiles and things from above without you being able to reach back and touch them. Now the CRAM, for instance, it can engage mortars, artillery and missiles, and even cruise missiles. Perhaps we could stretch it to engaging railguns, I don't know, but it would offer some sort of protection net from players and ships getting bombarded from afar without any chance of retaliating. So how would we balance this new Gatling gun turret? That is the question. Now I do think it has quite a simple solution, and the solution would be when you tick that box for it to engage missiles, the Gatling gun turret becomes a different beast. And why I say becoming a different beast, it no longer targets enemy grids. It becomes there for the sole purpose of targeting missiles, artillery and incoming fire. So the new increased rate of fire, for instance, because currently the velocity of the rounds are only at 400 meters a second, 200 meters a second faster than the actual missile projectile. Now if we compare that to the CRAM, like I keep doing, it's got a projectile velocity of 1100 meters a second, so it means that it can connect to the target a lot quicker. Now on top of that, the range that the CRAM actually engages accurately at is 1400, so increasing the range when this switch is flicks, basically giving it more time to lock on engage, increasing the chance of interception. Now finally, the CRAM has a rate of fire of 3000 rounds per minute. Comparing that to 700, you can see just how many rounds it's spewing out. So we'd have to increase the rate of fire of the Gatling gun so we could guarantee interception, and that's what we want to do. When we've got all these debuffs and it's not able to target enemy grids, this is something obviously that can be switched on and off on the menu. We've got to have a factor that guarantees successful interception, probably about 90% of the time, unless the system is completely overwhelmed like real anti-aircraft and anti-missile defenses. So I do hope I have been quite informative in the first part of the video, but now we're going to get down to the nitty gritty, probably the best part of Space Engineers, and do some building. We're going to take the information that we learned from testing and apply it to building some custom turrets. So let's talk about custom turrets and how you can optimize them for intercepting missiles. I'm going to show you a modded weapon block, and I'm going to show you vanilla as well. So it's really quite straightforward. Now this modded weapon block adds in the larger Gatling gun. All it is a Gatling gun with a high rate of fire. I'll fire some missiles up at us so you can just see it. And that's all it's really got. And you can see that higher rate of fire just allows us to engage and sometimes take out missiles. Sometimes it won't. I'm guessing, you know, it's just going to be part of the aiming and accuracy. Well, there we go. It's missed one. We'll fire a second one. See if we can get some rounds on target, and it's intercepted. So that higher rate of fire has increased our chance of landing shots on target. So I do hope I have been quite informative in the first part of the video, but now we're going to get down to the nitty gritty, probably the best part of Space Engineers, and do some building. We're going to take the information that we learned from testing and apply it to building some custom turrets. So let's talk about custom turrets and how you can optimize them for intercepting missiles. I'm going to show you a modded weapon block, and I'm going to show you vanilla as well. So it's really quite straightforward. Now this modded weapon block adds in the larger Gatling gun. All it is a Gatling gun with a high rate of fire. I'll fire some missiles up at us so you can just see it. And that's all it's really got. And you can see that higher rate of fire just allows us to engage and sometimes take out missiles. Sometimes it won't. I'm guessing, you know, it's just going to be part of the aiming and accuracy. Well, there we go. It's missed one. We'll fire a second one. See if we can get some rounds on target, and it's intercepted. So that higher rate of fire has increased our chance of landing shots on target. But we don't all use modded blocks, do we? So let's say goodbye to this. So let me guess, you don't want to use a modded weapon, and that's fair enough. There's loads of members of the community who don't. So can we set up an effective Gatling gun turret? So let's have a look. These Gatling gun ball turrets have been all over the place, and if we have a look through our other weapons, there just isn't anything with a high enough rate of fire to be able to intercept it apart from the Gatling gun. So that's what we're going to be stuck with. So we'll stick a Gatling gun on our list, and we'll also add a few conveyors. So we're going to need ourselves some conveyor tubes of the small variety. So these ones right here. And it's important that we place this right so we get it nice and symmetrical either side. So we're going to build ourselves a small conveyor, and then we are going to be placing at least one Gatling gun on each of these axes. Make sure they are connected up. Now the reason for each of these sides is the camera is going to sit in the middle, and the camera acts as the main tracking icon, so it means that the guns will in theory shoot around it. So you can see we've got that added there. We could add, for a little bit of flavour, a cargo container, just a small one to store ammunition, so we can put that there, and then we'll add our eyeball for the camera setup. So that's there, but before we put that eyeball in, we'll grab ourselves a character over here, and we'll fill this container with a bit of Gatling gun ammunition. Let's spawn that in there, add that camera on, okay, and we've got a really simple Gatling gun turret that should be able to intercept some missiles. So let's go back to our block and make sure it is set up correctly. So of course we want to turn on the feature of it being able to target missiles. Great stuff. And then we're also going to want to increase the aiming radius to 800 meters to give it maximum chance of being able to intercept. We want to remove the early old weapons on, and then we want to bag up all the weapons that we want to add to the list. So that should be operational. We just need to make sure we've assigned the camera, and we'll be good to go. Let's see if this is capable of intercepting. I know it's not going to have the high rate of fire, but I'm hoping by making up with more guns, we might be able to intercept one. Okay, so there we go. Interception. What was that interception at? Was it at almost 400 meters? Let's see if we can do it again. Oh, second missile through. That's not good. That is a 50-50 interception rate so far. Okay. And, oh, so that's not good. That's not good. It looks like we're going to need more Gatling guns added to actually be able to intercept. I have noticed, though, when the gun starts at a different angle, it is harder for it to intercept it. So let's try again. We're just looking for at least one successful interception now. The ratio is just too low at the moment. We're going to need to add some more firepower So to add some more firepower to this, we're going to have to change up the design completely. We're going to have to make sure that all the rows of Gatling guns line up. Right, okay, we have made a few adjustments. We have doubled the amount of Gatling guns, so we now have 8. So 8 Gatling guns is a lot of firepower. It would definitely shred through a small ship, so let's see if it can destroy a missile. It's a hard moving target. Okay, nothing there. Let's try again. Okay, 1 interception. We've got 3 more shots out of 5. Let's see how many intercepts we'll get. Okay, so that is 2 failed intercepts, 1 intercept. Yes, so that's 2 intercepts. Can we get 1 more? And that'll turn it out 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 intercepts. Our ratios are getting better. But I feel like there's a lot of other factors here at play as well that simply the turret doesn't work. So let's spam a few missiles and just have a look what sort of interception rate we're getting. Okay, so once the rate of fire of missiles pick up, it's becoming useless again. Yeah, absolutely useless. And missiles don't tend to get fired up in one shot, do they? No. Yeah, I still think the target missiles is useless. I think the best thing to do is leave this one in the community's your hands. See what you can come up with in terms of intercepting turrets using vanilla weaponry. Because I'm at a point where I just don't think, unless I just add tons and tons and tons of Gatling guns to this design, intercepting missiles is even worth it. And then it becomes to a point where this little mini turret then is probably more effective at engaging small grids than wasting its time engaging missiles. So let me know what you think. Do you think that the missile targeting is a waste of time? Do you hope that they'll overhaul it in the upcoming AI update? Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you next time.